Hello, this is William Mckissock with Scully Mitchell, your expense reduction consultant. And as you know, if you watch my videos regular, that we love to promote other businesses on social media for free. We're not a marketing company, we're an expense reduction consulting company, but this is our way of giving back. And me personally, I love to give back and bring people to let you guys see what they do in business and in life. And today I have with me Fernanda Read, who is the founder and lead curator with B.Hive, where luxury and adventure meet legacy and impact. Wow, that sounds amazing. So anyway, Faye, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me, William. I'm so happy to be here.
So before we get into where luxury and adventure meet legacy and impact, tell us a little bit about who Faye is. And there's a little funny here that I'm the Scottish person in Florida and Faye's the Brazilian person who lives in North Carolina, but right now she's in Brazil. This is really cool. So anyway, Faye, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Brazil. I've been in America for 20 some years. I have a business degree and I grew up volunteering since I was 13 years old. You know, my heart has always been um, pretty big and I just wanted to help. And so I started volunteering when I was 13 and basically did a lot of impact work throughout my whole life. Then I went to business degree and then I started working in accounting and finance, because eventually, working for nonprofits doesn't really pay the bills,
Yeah.
if you will. And so I worked in nonprofits for the many years after college, but then eventually with a business degree, ended up gravitating towards the accounting and finance world. And I did that for a while. And then within the last maybe 5 years, became an executive director, executive assistant for CEOs and high level principals. And with that, I was able to start giving back again. And we started with the company I was working with a couple of years ago. We brought in an impact program within this business. And then I started seeing firsthand how that was changing lives of the people that we were helping, as well as the people that were actually doing the work. And
Hmm.
so I've done a little bit of everything. I'm into real estate as well. I have two grown-ish kids, 19 and 17. And so they're kind of on their own and independent. And so now I have a
Hmm.
lot of time and I wanted to go back to, I spent many years sort of building financial wealth and financial independency for myself. And then once I was able to reach a level where, I could start to give back again,
Yeah.
my heart immediately went back to that. And so big soccer fans as you are, William, we've been
Yeah.
connecting on the World Cup and the games coming up in the US in June.
Yeah.
But that's a little bit about me. Now I live, as you said, in North Carolina, but I have some flexibility, so I tend to travel. And it's cold in Charlotte right now, and I don't like the snowstorms and ice storms. And so I just skipped town, and I got to Brazil yesterday, and I'm here for the next few weeks, enjoying time with my parents. It's summer here, so you know, that's a little bit about me.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, I'm in Florida right now, and even for us people that live in Florida, it's cold. It's really cold for even Florida. So yeah, no, I appreciate the fact that you're doing this from Brazil. So thanks for taking the time to meet with me and do this interview. So tell us a little bit about B.Hive. I mean, where luxury and adventure meet legacy and impact. I just love saying that. It's to help people in poorer parts of the world. So can you give us an overview of what you're trying to do and what you're trying to achieve?
Yeah, so that's sort of my passion project. So we're basically I'm an impact travel agent, if you will. And
Hmm.
so what we do is, and basically I started this because I started doing this and then I'm like, my gosh, this is life-changing. It's amazing. I love this and I would love to share it with the world. And so that's
Hmm.
why we actually officialized it by, like having a little travel agency called Beehive Travel.
Hmm.
It's not, we don't make any money on this. It's just more of a, like I said, fun passion project. So
Hmm.
we plan these trips with multiple different organizations and nonprofits around the world. In Brazil, we've done some work. We've done a lot of things in the US and we've done things, like in Guatemala, in Africa. And so we partner with different local agencies and we travel in style. So we like to, stay in nice five-star hotels, and then also enjoy a lot of sightseeing and different activities in the different places. But for the majority of the time that we're there, we're connecting amongst each other, but we're volunteering. So we're spending the majority of our time just giving back. And so, for example, one of the trips that we're having this year in October is we're going to Bali. So it's 7 nights in Bali, and we
Hmm.
arrive and we stay for 2 or 3 nights just in a five-star hotel on the water, beautiful, just connecting. And then this in the middle of the week, we actually take a bus and we drive to a village that's about 5, 6 hours away, and we spend 2 days there with medical teams, basically curating blindness. And so
Right.
everybody that comes on this trip basically cures 15 blind people. And so these people in Bali, in Indonesia, they're very, very poor and they don't have the resources to go to Bali. And so
Hmm.
we come to them and we perform, when I say we, I mean the medical, people that we're supporting financially. We
Hmm.
provide these surgeries for these folks, and we cure blindness, and they are able to work again. And they're cataract surgeries which they
Hmm.
wouldn't ever be able to have because they can't afford to come to the city. And
Yeah.
then we do that for 2 days, and then we come back to Bali, and then we go to a different area in Bali called Ubud, which is more in the jungle. And then we go to an orphanage that deals with heavily disabled kids. And what happens in Bali in some of these communities is that if you have a disabled child, they get hidden from the world. And so they
Right.
don't ever leave their homes, which I can't even begin to say how like heartbreaking that is. But
Hmm.
basically, the person, because they have these births at home, and so the mom would go in and go into labor and then have a child, and then when they realize the child is disabled physically, then they hide this child from the world, and it's kind of like the child was never born or it died during labor, and
Hmm.
then they don't get introduced to society, they don't come out. And so um, we go in, and so we actually partner with an orphanage there that actually has been able to take these kids, and then they keep them during the day. So we go in and we cook with these kids and we plan a meal and we have lunch with them. And then we also go to a sanctuary for elephants, and we bathe the elephants, and we a bunch of different things. And all of these organizations are nonprofit organizations. And then we also go to a monkey farm, and then there is a waterfall hike that we will do one of the days. And I mean,
Hmm.
anyway, so all of that, while staying in very beautiful hotels and enjoying amazing meals and connecting with these other humans. And so we basically, depending on where we're going, so this was just one example of one trip, but we also, have other places that we go to, like in Brazil, and we stay in Rio, and we work with the homeless population, and we work with the kids in the favelas, which are like the big slums. And
Hmm.
that they're dominated by traffic, right? Like by drug traffickers. Like they basically run these favelas, and we have permission to come in there and work with the children. And anyway, so that just kind of gives you, so that's what we're doing. And again, it's kind of for fun. Like I want to go. And so last year we went to Mexico to build a house for a family in need. And so
Yeah.
it's all of it. Like you come back from these experiences and you are a changed human. It's just like you're touched and you're changed forever and ever. And I was like, I have to be able to share this with the world, and come find other people that would want to do this, because I love traveling, but I also love helping. And I'm like, how can we combine the two things,
Yeah.
and make it so that you can do both. You can go on a trip to Bali. Like I'm planning on bringing both of my kids with me to Bali this year, and so we'll make it a very special thing. And then also you expose your children, young children, older, young adults to these different things and different worlds, right? As you
Yeah.
will, because different realities and how, anyway, because I feel like we're so fortunate, especially a lot of people in the United States compared to certain areas of the world.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm from Brazil. I was born in a third world country and I grew up here, and I know what poverty really is. Anyway, so that's a lot. But that's
Yes. No.
a bit of what
Well,
we're doing.
anyway, Mary, the way, like, as I told you before we come on the interview, I try and look at this as I'm a lay person. I've got no idea what you do, so we understand what you do. So our very basic lay person's view is that you invite people to come on these amazing trips and stay in five-star locations, but part of that trip is giving back to the people in that area. So it's a luxury travel, but you get in there and you roll your sleeves up and you get dirty and you go and help some people, like you said, like helping disabled people, helping people build homes, going to these sanctuary places and helping bathing the elephants and stuff, really just giving back to people who are poor in the world. And obviously by investing your money to stay in the luxury place, it's taking some kind of money from the US and investing it back into that economy. So you're helping economically as well as helping the community at large. So it's not just luxury, it's a little bit of the both. So if you're watching this video and you want to go on a luxury holiday, but you want to give back, if you maybe you feel guilty when you go on a luxury holiday, you can't do anything. This is an opportunity to give back and have a really fun luxury holiday at the same time. Roll your sleeves up, get a little bit dirty, drink some nice wine and have a great time, but you're helping people. So I highly recommend you reach out to Faye. Her details underneath her portion of the video, her email address, her telephone number, it's all there for you. Just go and have a look and reach out to her. As you can see, she's a lovely person. So, Faye, we don't want these videos to last too long, but the whole idea of this is for you to get this message across of the good that you're trying to do in the world. And I kind of see you as some kind of angel in the world. You're just such a good person that everything you do is about is trying to help others, and that's a passion for me. And that's why when we first met, that I was keen to get you on here and speak a little bit more about some of the projects that you're involved in. So tell us a little bit to finish off. Tell us a little bit about the future, where you see some of the projects or some of the ideas you have moving forward with B.Hive.
Yeah, and you're so sweet. I'm gonna try not to cry because I live to serve, and so that's genuinely in my heart. And again, hoping to kind of spread the word so people can come be a part of this. And
Yeah.
it's like I always tell people, I'm like, I swear you are gonna be changed, fundamentally once you experience some of these things. So, I mean, I believe we wanted to continue to do these projects, and we have different, like when we went to Mexico, for example, not everything is 5 stars. So, because they don't have running water. And so I was also really shocked to experience that when we're building a house for a family and they don't have running water. It's such a foreign concept to us.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have a bathroom at the build site. So some of these things are a little bit rougher, but some of the other ones again are,
Yeah.
so we want to try to cater to different, people, so to different, and again, everything pretty much that we collect for these trips the majority of the money goes towards, like for example, the one in Bali, it goes towards the eye surgeries, right? And then everything else just covers the activities in the hotels. And basically, I kind of put the trips together, and whoever wants to come along can come along and experience this with us. And so I would love to continue to do this for many, many, many years and explore other parts of the world, like India, we haven't done. Next year, I would love to be able to do Africa, South Africa. I mean, a bunch of different things. And
Yes.
so this year we're planning on Mexico, most likely to do another build, a home build, and then Guatemala and Bali. So those are kind of the ones that we have in the works for 2026. And then, as we continue to plan these trips, I would love to be able to explore every corner of the universe. If they need help, I want to be able to be there and help. So
This is just amazing. So, Faith, thank you very much for coming on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure. If you want to have a fun time, a holiday with meeting great people like Faye, but you want to give back at the same time, reach out her email, her website, and everything. All the details are there for you to reach out to. So give her a call, give back, just do it. So, Faye, thank you very much. I appreciate it. This has been an absolute pleasure.
William, thank you so much for having me. The pleasure has been all mine.
Absolutely fantastic. I'll now hand it over to Dave for the weather.